few remarks about regional cooperation in the Western Balkans and focus on youth and culture. Let's see what's going on, what is to happen, and what is to be expected. Briefly, what we are going to cover today. It all started in 2003. It was the first time that the European Union spoke about regional cooperation in the Western Balkans. Western Balkans, in my opinion, is not a geographical notion, it's a political one. It doesn't exist, the western part of the Balkans. The Balkans is as such, starts from Romania, Bulgaria, and ends in Greece. Some also geographs also include Cyprus, but this, we are not talking about geography today. So regional cooperation is now understood as the cooperation between the six economies, six countries, six administrations of the Western Balkans. And this is the formulation that we will use during the whole presentation, and I try to explain it in this first slide. So in 2003 in Thessaloniki, the European Commission, European Union member states, and the regional leaders from the Balkans introduced the so-called regional cooperation and emphasized the need to cooperate among the countries, exchange experiences, and also exchange, cooperate for bigger, larger projects, but also smaller people-to-people projects. The regional cooperation is regularly monitored in the progress reports that the European Union is producing. It's an important condition or precondition for EU accession. If things are not working good for one country in the domain of regional cooperation, there are no chances, literally no chances, to be a member of the European Union. Infrastructure is very important. There is the Western Balkans Investment Framework, which is implementing lots of regional projects, and recently two very important creations of the European Commission, but also the Western Balkans government. In 2017, the Regional Economic Area, and in 2019, the Balkans Mini Schengen. What does the Regional Economic Area aim? Aims to create a small EU within the borders of the Western Balkans, so that goods, services, investment, and skilled workers can move without obstacles within the Western Balkans 6. Of course, we're speaking about obstacles different to the pandemics or to natural disasters. We're speaking about normal life, when goods, people, and services can move freely in the borders of the European Union. And that is important, because EU, in the end of the day, is an economical project, and then, of course, it's a political one. European Union and the region are funding and have set up important regional cooperation structures, and this has happened only in the last 10 to 5 years. Then we have the Regional School of Public Administration, which is established and works since of 10 years now in Montenegro. RCC is placed in Sarajevo, so you will see that more or less the headquarters of these important regional structures are spread throughout the region. So RCC is in Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina, RESPA is in Montenegro, RYCO is in Tirana, but we will go through them in the next slide. We jump to two other organizations, smaller, more focused, maybe not of lots of interest for the general public. CITO is Southeast Europe Transport Observatory, and it's a transport organization. Transport and connecting the region is very important in terms of physically connecting the region. CEFTA, the Central European Free Trade Agreement, which in my opinion will be soon replaced by the Regional Economic Area. Other initiatives has been, of course, the Regional Youth Cooperation Office, RYCO. The Western Balkans Youth Lab has been launched. The intra-regional school is under preparation. There is an economic and investment plan, which will ensure the sustainability of investments in the region. Focused for the first time, it's clearly a priority: culture, youth, and sport.
Thank you, Genti, for again just opening our eyes and our minds on the possibilities, countless ones. What I saw teaching to my students throughout this time, but also reflecting, was that the educational, the cultural, but also generally speaking, the creative sectors were heavily and severely affected by this craziness. Education, training systems, they had to start thinking of a new way of delivering. And it wasn't just something that was handy. We know there are PhDs, master classes, or even other educational tools around. There have been around, used as online or promoting themselves as online, but this was the most intensive, and still is in a way, the most intensive approach to online reaching out system. And it's still in the working. So I'm not the best IT expert. I would not understand the logistics, but I'm just trying to tell you and share with you what I saw on the other side of the screen and how I felt about culture in general. Now we went virtual. That's a good thing. I think what happened has good things as well associated to it. It's not just about health and safety. It's all about bringing us to the next level of thinking about culture, education, and online learning, and the new challenges associated with it. I saw my students begging me to continue this upcoming semester. My master's class starts in November, and they're begging me. I know, perhaps they're thinking differently than you. Some of you, perhaps you think the same as them. They say, please, professor, let's continue online. And you know why? I asked them, give me the 3 most basic reasons why you want me to teach online. That's it. I want to know. And you know the first most important one, which one that was? Any idea? The most simple on earth reason. You know what they said? Because we can be very comfortable. We enjoyed that semester with you being online, and we would just like a second semester, if possible, to have online classes. And I said, comfortable? What does it mean? They always kept their cameras on, always. And they always interacted in my class. To be honest, I prefer online now than ever before. It's easier to go online and do it online. I think you grab their attention easier. Do you feel any challenge right now from this situation in your daily lives? Do you feel challenged? Do you find that you still have difficulties in achieving whatever you're doing right now, whether it's school, whether it's working, or whether it's a project?
Mentally knowing that you can't do something has been like very heavy, but also the pressure of having to create when everybody was in lockdown. I think other people who work in creative environments know that during lockdown some people just flourished, like they came up with all these brilliant ideas and amazing solutions, and that was very intimidating for people like me who totally got stuck and paralyzed during lockdown and literally couldn't think outside of their homes. So yeah.
When we're thinking about the health and safety of ourselves, then we need to, of course, make some space and think about culture. So Romina, your point is excellent. The mental state and our, or for God's sake, we need to be very, very strong in this situation.
Thank you.
Thank you.